I got too much.
Hi and welcome. I'm Jules Muller, founder and CEO of Chicks Connect, and today I'm super excited to be interviewing Sharon Frame. Are you ready to rock the world with your message and deliver it with clarity, confidence, and conviction? Well, Sharon Frame is ready to show you how. Ms. Frame is a high-performance speaking coach and the founder of LeadHERship. That's a personal and professional development platform that she teaches on land, online, and on sea through workshops, webinars, and her popular annual LeadHERship Empowerment Cruise. Sharon teaches women how to find their voice, step into the space of power, and lead their lives with purpose, passion, and productivity. The award-winning former CNN anchor helps speaking clients lead from the stage by developing commanding stage presence, overcoming fear and the struggle of public speaking. Both veterans and novices learn how to speak with ease and comfort in front of a crowd or camera, at a boardroom meeting or one-on-one with a client or prospect. As a video marketing trainer, Sharon teaches small business owners ways to create heartfelt business promos, in short, captivating storytelling videos from online and offline marketing. In addition to her LeadHERship Empowerment Cruise, Sharon also hosts Atlanta Live on WATC TV, as well as her annual Women Rock conference in Savannah. Ms. Frame's 4 books include Amazon bestseller LeadHERship, Own It, Love It, Learn It, Give It, Wired to Win, The Ultimate Guide to Plug In, Power Up, and Push Through to Personal Greatness, and the 67th book of the Bible. If you are struggling to get your business message out, or you need help finding your voice and stepping up to lead the life you desire and deserve, Sharon Frame is ready to help you reframe your world. For further information on how Sharon can best serve your business or group event, call her phone number 678-602-3899 for booking. You can also email Ms. Frame at sf.wiredtowin@gmail.com. And we'll post all this information so that you have it right at your fingertips. So Sharon, I'm super excited that we're here today together, and I would love for you to tell us a little bit more about your journey on how you arrived at where you are today.
Well, Jules, it is such an honor to be with you. Thank you for the invitation. I can't go back far enough because the story is one that would take quite a while. But I came to this country, this great land called America, when I was around 11 years old, from the West Indies, from Jamaica. So I'm one of those people who really feel a sense of indebtedness and honor to be in a country that affords opportunities. How do you start from a place of anonymity and rise to the level of being a journalist, an anchor, a writer for CNN? From that kind of obscurity in a small town, poor background, to this type of stage is just, it speaks well of America, where all the opportunities are. So I came here with great ambition as a child. My mother was very strong in education and just emphasized education all the time. I always had this desire to be a self-starter and to decide my fate. I think a lot of times in life, you go back and you see the touchstones of things that were pivotal, moments that were pivotal, that identify you and your personality or your personal reality. And I remember as far back as 4th grade when someone thought I was smart enough to be promoted past 5th grade and straight into 6th grade. And I got there, but the day I showed up, I didn't particularly care for the teacher and her methodologies. So the next day I got to class, I picked up my books and my belongings, and I marched myself to 5th grade without asking anybody's permission, conferring with my parents or anybody. So I was always that self-determined young woman. When someone told me I could not do something, I'd say in my head, watch me. I've never been one to say that's impossible. I pull the possible from the impossibility.
I love that. I love that. And you said a testament to America, but also to you. America is here for a lot of people, and not all the people take advantage of it like you did. And having that drive and that desire and that passion for life and knowing that you can create whatever you want. And yeah, but I do appreciate this country for that opportunity as well, for sure. So tell us about the projects that you're currently working on. I know in your bio we mentioned a CNN anchor woman. And so how long ago was that? And how did you transition from that into what you're doing now?
It has been a journey of, again, pulling the possible out of impossibility. When people told me, oh, what? Are you going to give up your good, cushy, primetime job in a smaller pond to go fish over there at CNN? And CNN didn't call and say, hey, Sharon, we've got a job for you. I had determined in my mind that I wanted to work for CNN.
Nice.
And my 10th anniversary was moving up. I was the main anchor, prime anchor for a local station in Louisiana. And I was closing in on my 10th anniversary, and I said to myself, I'm not going to see my name on that board in the break room. I say, congratulations, 10 years. No. So I submitted my resignation two weeks before my 10th anniversary without having a job. I put my house up for sale, and I packed. I had been packing actually for 2 years. But sometimes we know we need to push away from where we are because we've outgrown our space. Mm-hmm. Sometimes life will push us out, but it offers us the opportunity initially to go delve, to go jump in, to lean in and jump in and express and expand ourselves. Luckily, I was able to jump out before I was pushed out.
You can see.
I'm going to go check out CNN. And the doors opened up because I believe in life that the doors really are already open. What happens when we take the plunge, when we push out, we see where the doors are. God allows us to see exactly where the doors are for us. But if we never attempt, it'll always be just a desire. And there's a phrase that says, unless we change the way we think, all we will be doing is recycling old experiences. And too often, people are recycling old experiences. So I got the opportunity, I jumped at it, and what I call co-created with God. Sometimes you've got to go and create what it is you want. Mm-hmm. And wait for it to show up or someone to call you up and say, hey, what about this? No. You got to create your own path. And had I not done that, I would not be having this conversation about how I got to CNN. And there's various and sundry examples of that in my life where I had a desire, but it was more than just a desire to get things done, because everything already is, as I say, it already exists in the ethos. We're simply making the step and pulling it down into reality. But that takes a lot of discipline. It takes trust in yourself, trust in God, and it takes a lot of what I call chutzpah. I didn't come up with that phrase. We all have to have a dose of chutzpah to go get what it is we want. Go get what it is that has our name on it. And as they say, the wealthiest place in the world is not the diamond mines of Africa, not the real estate in Connecticut, but it's in the graveyard, where so many people die with their jewels, their gems, their desires, and their treasures locked up because they did not jump out. They did not jump. They didn't pay attention to the signs that say, hey, you're greater than you think you are. You can do what it is that's in your heart and that you desire to do.
Well, and part of what you do is help people actually get that out, get out of their own way and bring that message to the world, right? So overcoming, we had a lesson last week talking about kind of belief systems and embracing your fears and confidence. And I think that, there's a large percentage of women that don't believe they can do it. And so, empowering programs like your LeadHERship Cruise and like Speaking from the Stage and all of these different programs that you have will help educate the women and increase their belief system so that they can even move forward. So tell us about some of these programs and who's a good fit for the clients that you work with.
LeadHERship is such an exquisite space for women. It is based on 4 anchors of my personal philosophy. The LeadHERship principles are based on ownership, relationship, scholarship, and stewardship. And the ownership part is so critical for women because we need to own our space, own our voice. If you don't take full and complete responsibility of your life, you're acquiescing, you're giving up your power and saying someone else is responsible for me, and they're not. Wherever we are today, we brought ourselves here. We are a composite of our thoughts and our actions from 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 minutes ago. It all comes together to make us who we are and our beautiful selves. The wonder about that is, Jules, is if you don't like where you, if you take full responsibility for ownership, you can then change what you don't like. That's the ownership component. The second component, or the second anchor, is relationships. And you know, we women are very big on relationships. Sometimes we get caught or trapped in the wrong type of relationships, that are relationships that are toxic. Because we're maternal by nature. We want to fix the world. You know how we are as women.
Yeah.
We want to save everybody. And in the process, we are dying and we're sinking ourselves. And we are trying to serve from an empty cup. So we have to have the proper relationships, relationship with God, relationship with yourself, and relationship with your fellow man. Understand love and self-love is key to how much we can love others. You can't love me if you don't love yourself. I don't care what you say. You don't. You can't give what you don't have. So we train women how to embolden themselves and feel good about who they are, identify their strengths and their limitations as well, and not sell themselves short. And get those relationships that will buoy them, support them, celebrate them, and cheer them on to be better. That's relationships. Then we go to the next key, which is scholarship. Always learn. Always find ways to expand yourself, to grow, to figure out how wondrous the world is, to travel, to meet new people. And what that does, it when you grow constantly. Jim Rohn says it best. He said, if you are not growing, you are dying. And we don't want to be dying in life. Life is too lovely, wonderful, and immense for us to spend it just existing or wandering aimlessly through this life. And lastly is stewardship, which is big. And stewardship is all about giving back. How are we feeding into other people's lives? Once you've learned the lesson, it's now for you to pass it on.
Right.
Once you are lifting yourself up, you need to make sure that others are climbing too. You left the breadcrumbs or the clue, so someone can walk the journey as well. Or you embrace and you hold someone else's hand as they travel through this path called life. So those 4 anchors are so key to help women understand that they can own it, love it, learn it, and give it, and empower themselves with wealth, health, and happiness.
I love that. You know, and I've heard women talk about the piece where, you know, they said, well, I learned this from somebody else, so it's not my original thought. And so I don't feel right sharing it. And I said, but there's certain students that will only hear it from you, you know? And so that's such a big piece that you're talking about. The women that have either learned it through experience or learned it through hearing a story from someone else, they need to share those. Just like you said.
Principles are universal. There's nothing new under the sun.
That's right.
Jobs who says, you know, wise people steal. Steal ideas. He said, regular people borrow, wise people steal ideas. I'm not saying you should go steal, but you always give credit. But these principles are universal. There's nothing new. All we're doing is putting a different, fresh coat of paint rather on it, and sending it out there to the ethos. And what will resonate with me through someone else, as you said before, might not resonate to someone else. So however you get it, as long as you get it, that's what's important.
Right. Well, tell us about your current projects. I know I'm excited for the one in November, and we'll talk about that next. But tell us what's happening right now.
Okay, well, right now we are looking at leading from the stage, and it's something that is an offshoot from the LeadHERship philosophy. Because one of the things that is important is for women to be able to voice their opinion, to find their voice, first of all, whether it be in the boardroom, whether it be with their business, whether it be in relationships, being able to speak up, to step up and speak up and assert themselves and make sure that in conversation and in life, their voice matter, their opinions matter, and they understand that they have value and they are of worth. So the Lead from the Stage project is a 3-city tour I'm doing. It starts in Atlanta on June 25th. Then we head to Boca Raton, Florida on the 16th of July. Then we head into Savannah on the 27th of August. It's all about helping women and men, because we love men, whoever wants to come to the workshop. We're teaching people how to say that from this perspective of finding your space and your value, and say what it is that's on your heart, and how to say it well, how to say it with clarity, confidence, and conviction. So we teach people individually, or we teach small businesses how to communicate better, how to make sure that you feel worthy enough to contribute during the meetings, or not just sit in the back and be a wallflower and think that your message does not matter. Your input is trivial. We want to shore up the inside, because that's how we grow. We grow from the inside out. We grow from what we think in our minds. Everything starts with a thought. And so we're trying to change or train the way we think and the way we feed our subconscious mind. Because as a man or a woman thinks, so they are. So you start with how you think about you. How much love or stock do you put in your worth and your value? And then you show up to the boardroom with wealth and knowledge. You show up to a relationship hugging yourself, embracing yourself, and loving yourself, and not taking stuff or not taking just any kind of treatment from people.
Right.
We have to know our worth and our value. So lead from the stage. The stage is a metaphorical look at life. It could be a regular stage if you want to be a better public speaker, how to wow the crowd, how to command your audience. But also it is a metaphor for life. How are we showing up on the stage of life? Are we becoming emboldened? Are we taking our position? Or are we acquiescing and shying away and saying, well, that I don't have the credential, the pedicure, the education, I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too this, I'm too that. We're always, I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda. No, come with your beautiful self and shine and be all you can be. That's what we're teaching women with Lead from the Stage.
And those are one-day workshops? Is that?
Those are 1 full day workshops from 9 up to 1. And then we have a mastermind in the afternoon hours, so we can really key into what the problem and the struggles that women are going through, and then present solutions. I'm all about solution-based. We can talk about the problems all day long. And not just a feel-good solution. I believe in giving people strategies and tools they can use to implement now in their lives and take small myopic steps to change it. Now listen to this, Jules, because I think this is where people get upset and angry with themselves and they get really frustrated and they give up. 90% of what we think are thoughts that are moved and controlled by our subconscious mind. That leaves 10%. And some experts say it's more like 5% of what we think, feel, and do during the day. It's really on our conscious level. Everything else is automatic. So we're walking around on autopilot, basically, the majority of the day. And then the experts will tell us that we think about 60,000 thoughts per day, and 90% of those thoughts are negative. What's worse, 80% of those 90% negative thoughts are thoughts to be recycled from yesterday. So again, we're walking around thinking the same thoughts over and over and over, but come January, we'll get all excited because it's New Year's Eve, and we're going to make our resolutions, I'm going to lose 20 pounds, I'm going to get a new job, I'm going to do this. What happens is, that is in the 5% ratio. We have all this excitement because it's new, it's fresh, it's a new opportunity. Then it starts to fizzle, and we lumber back into the 90%, which is the habit of our subconscious mind. So you're tuggling, or you're fighting 5 or 10% versus 90 to 85 or 95%. And you have to change the way you think, change the way you feed your subconscious, ultimately change your subconscious mind in order to change your way. So it's not a quick, easy fix.
Right.
It's teaching people how to change every step of their lives, retraining their brain. So when I teach people the focus and follow through programs, which I do, I give them a 30-day challenge, which you can go to my website, SharonFrameSpeaks.com, and look under the tab, Focus and Follow Through. It is a 30-day challenge where you have 30 days to create a new habit by taking everyday small myopic steps to one particular goal you're trying to accomplish. Sometimes it takes 30 to 45 days to create or destroy a habit. That's why we've got that system in place. Everything runs on a structure, on a system. If we're not realizing we need to shift and create a new system, we're going to be frustrated along the way.
Well, and I took a little class about how to create a habit, and one of the tips that I thought was really good to pass on was to tie that change with something you already automatically do. So if it's something like, you wanted to do 10 push-ups a day or something, and every morning you wake up and open all the curtains. So open all the curtains and do your 10 push-ups so that it's tied to something, and then it becomes more automatic and part of that habit, So I love that you offer that on there. Now, can they also find information about your your city tour on your website?
Yes. Well, actually, if they go and just send me an email at SharonFrameSpeaks.com, just contact me, or go to leadfromthestage.eventbrite.com. They get all the information, leadfromthestage.eventbrite.com. There are two things I want to point out, two or three other things I want to make mention, because I like to give substantial directives for people. I go by the 3 C's when it comes to trying to change things. The first C for me is to confess, or at least admit that you need to change something. Mm-hmm. So identify something in your life that you need to change right now. That's the first C, the confession. Confess that there's a problem. And then the C is to consider all the opportunities or the resolutions, the solutions that are out there. And Jules, solutions are all around us. Mm-hmm. We will find what we seek. Reason why we tend to be a negative society is because that's what we're being fed. Mm-hmm. That 97% of what we feed is negative. Okay. So then how do we expect to have a positive society when we're chopping down and force-feeding people negativity every single day for 24 hours a day? We've got to step out of that cesspool and determine in our minds that we want to make a change for the positive. So confess whatever it is. If it's smoking that you want to stop, or you want to lose weight, or whatever, confess and then consider the solutions. What are the solutions that you're going to consider, and really put really make it happen by being disciplined and putting some systems in place to do things every single day. And the third C is to commit. Commit to doing whatever it takes. The hard part, Jules, of changing is having a disciplined system.
Yeah.
A lot of folks don't want to deal with that because it takes work. But work is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Really, it's not a bad thing.
It's too hard. They'll find every reason not to do it. Yeah. Well, that is great.
Yeah, we're looking looking forward to the cruise in November. The title or the theme this year is Be True to You and Change the World. This is our postcard right here. And Jules' face is on one of these beautiful postcards. But it's Be True to You and Change the World. The reason why I chose that title, that theme, is because I want to elevate the conversation this year about how we can take what God has given us, our gifts, and change the world. Identify our authenticity. What is it that we bring that is unique to us? How can we bring that now as service to our community, our neighborhood, and even our world? How can we start the conversation or the dialogue about synergistic thinking? How can we learn how to collaborate with each other and have a big tent approach as we go, say, for instance, to Jamaica? We want to leave a footprint. It's good to have workshops and excursions and have a lovely time on the beach, but how can we leave a footprint there that someone will say, wow, the LeadHERship Cruise was there and they made a difference. So we're collaborating and partnering with women there to see how we can serve them in business, how we can serve them in their society, how we can show them or extend love so they say, wow, the same issues that we're going through here in America, same issues in St. Thomas and Jamaica, and we can have the big tent approach on collaborating. I think cruise is unique and different in itself. It's not just going and having a lovely, fantastic time, which is good. But how do you make a difference? How do you lead people better than you found them? That's what's important.
Well, tell us about the logistical steps to becoming part of this cruise. And then I want to know a little bit more about what we might do while on the cruise.
Okay, so if you go to my website at SharonFrameSpeaks.com, or better yet, you go to LeadHERshipCruise.com, LeadHERshipCruise.com. It takes you directly to all the information and strategies that you need to sign up for the cruise. It gives you all the logistics. We're going to be leaving out of Miami on the 12th of November. It's from the 12th to the 17th. It's a 5-day cruise. We're going to Ocho Rios, Jamaica, one of the most famous spots on the planet.
Great.
To the Grand Cayman Islands. We are going to have a blast of a time. We've got 5 almost six figures. And we're dealing with health, wealth, happiness. We've got the lovely Sonia Booker, who talks a lot to women's issues on wealth building, changing the mindset of wealth and how you can invest in real estate as a way of leaving a legacy for your children. Then we have Regina Mason-Dix, who's going to be talking about health before wealth, how important it is for you to take care of your body, to take care of yourself. In our pursuit of all this grandiose things that we do, make sure we don't leave our health in jeopardy. So that's what she's going to talk about. And we've got the great Debbie Montgomery. She's going to, she's got an amazing testimony about a fraudulent case in her personal life, losing almost $1 million in online dating, and how it almost just was a catastrophe in her life, but she was able to own it. Hello, ownership, responsibility, and now she's turned it around and using that as a weapon to now say, hey, ladies, watch out for these warning signs. So she has empowered herself based on a weakness in her own life. Isn't that lovely?
I love it.
That's ownership. So we've got these great, delightful, and wonderful speakers, and then, of course, we've got Jules. You're going to be awesome. As always, I want to mention, I think I did earlier, but let me just go ahead and say, this year we have a second tier of speakers, and those are the speakers who will be going through the workshop, the Lead from the Stage workshop. And we're putting together a wonderful, fun activity similar to American Idol. Once you go through the workshop, then you get an opportunity to speak, and you automatically become an international speaker because you'll be speaking in international waters. We have excursions. We've got there's just so many things. If you've never been on a cruise, there's just so many ballroom dancing. If you're into gambling, they've got the casinos there. You know, if you're not, that's fine too. I just walk right past them. They've got Broadway shows that are just second to none. All the food you can eat. They've got a gym. They've got sauna and sunbathing, and you name it, anything that you want to do on a cruise ship is there for you. And also, they are kid-friendly and family-friendly, so there are also some activities for that as well. So I hope you come and join us. We are going to have a blast of the time.
Well, I am so excited. I'm so excited to see you live and to give you a big hug and, just really welcome all the people that are watching this right now to just go to Sharon's website, sign up, just make that deposit for that cruise so we can save you a room, because we have to get our rooms all secured and saved. And so we're just really looking forward to it. Do you have any final words for our audience today?
I missed that last question. Was that a...
Oh, do you have any final words for our audience today?
Yes, let me close with a quote, one of my favorite quotes. And this quote is by Tony Robbins. He says, life is a gift that offers us the opportunity, the responsibility, and the privilege to give back by becoming more. And if you think about it, a gift is not something that you keep for yourself. You give it away, right? If you have a gift to give to someone, and we have a gift called us, our talents, and all that we come to the planet with, it is a gift. And we don't only have the opportunity, but we have the responsibility to give it back. And how do we do that? By becoming more. So I encourage you to figure out a way today to expand yourself, to stretch yourself, to become bigger, to become greater, and to love you because you are a treasure. And when we love ourselves, we can best love others in our lives. Thanks so much, Jules. I send you love.
Oh, and I to you. Mwah. And all of you listening. Again, Jules Muller, founder and CEO of Chicks Connect. Have a wonderful day, and thank you so much, Sharon.
My pleasure.